everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Ever Wrestling Podcast, the DIY Wrestling Podcast for Lucha Underground's Ultima Lucha 3. Ultima Lucha 3. And tonight, it was so amazing. I put my headphones on the wrong way. Ultima Lucha 3 was so fucking good tonight. And this was only night one. Only night one. Tonight, we had two matches. Famous B versus Tejano. If Famous B wins, he gets Tejano's contract, and he is a client of Infamous Inc., I believe it was called, something like that. That's his clientele agency that you call 423 Get Fame for. But you know what? I think it's time for us to jump into this episode of Lucha Underground and break it on down. But first, I have something to do a quick shout out on. So, if you would allow me 1 second here. Okay. Give me 1 second here. There's something I have to shout out real quick. All right. So, I've done this before, and I figure I'd do it again because another channel I'm on right now, and I'm not saying it's going to become my full-time channel because it's not. I still, my loyalty still stands here, I have to figure out how to fucking do this. Okay, yeah. So, this is the Yin Yang Wrestling Podcast. Wait a minute, hold on me. Okay, yeah, this is the Yin Yang Wrestling Podcast. It's a podcast based on black and white, Like as you see here, me and Caleb. Black, white. This is Caleb. If you guys do not remember, me and him did a podcast together, and it was the Yin Yang Wrestling Podcast, honestly. But at first when we did this, we called this Talking Wrestling. Now, I want to play you guys just a little bit of this. We did SmackDown. We reviewed SmackDown a little bit. And I figure the second one with Rusev here is probably the better one to go to. So I'm just going to click here, and we're going to listen for just a little bit of conversation, see if you guys would be interested, and see how you guys would feel about it. I don't know how much review you're actually going to get. You may get side conversation on review on like, oh, this is great. Oh, but did you know this happened? Oh, really? Yeah, back to the review, by the way. And that was about 20 minutes. So I'm going to take you guys in, let you listen, and then we're going to get straight to Ultima Lucha 3.
What's up, everybody? I am Caleb Camerata,
And I'm Justin.
and this is the newly minted Yin Yang podcast. We are your hosts, and we had an okay time watching SmackDown.
But when you watch SmackDown, skip through all the commercials. Think about it,
The first 50.
it kind of seems pretty good. And then you think about the show, and you digest the show.
I gotta say, man, when we missed the first 15 minutes of the show because we're badasses. We didn't see it. But we checked into the 2 Sweet there. Did we get our 2 Sweets?
Playing around.
But yeah, we had the show recorded. I came back. I put it in reverse. I think, when I was fast forwarding, if I could, get the show like that every week, just at like times 8 speed, I think that would be the best way to
Just keep the show down about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
right up SmackDown.
get through like a 10-minute Baron Corbin promo that's like 2 lines long in like a millisecond. I mean,
Funny part is none of his promos are actually 10 minutes. That's just how torturous they are.
No, that's what I'm saying. Anyone else would do like 30 seconds, but for Baron Corbin, let's see what but yeah. So we were a little late, but we quickly caught back up. Yeah, not a great show, especially coming off the heels of last week. I think I had my. It is in a situation where it is the absolute easiest to get great passion.
It's like Charlotte's. It's like a Charlotte situation. Like he doesn't know the right words to emphasize. He overemphasizes the wrong words. It was bad.
Well, and like you said, that's when it becomes clear that it's overly scripted because anybody naturally speaking, especially after a situation like this, would not speak in the way Shane McMahon is speaking, right? So something like this happens. This is where, as a performer, you tap into your personal life, your own life, and you're able to kind of devolve it to a real world situation. Like, okay, imagine if somebody actually attacked my father in real life, right? It should be easy to come out there that next week with fire and passion, especially you've been doing this for years now, and yet Shane seems so just robotic. Like he didn't give a shit, but it's almost like he had to defend his father's honor.
He's fallen into the standard of everybody else. We just sound like an utter robot.
Yeah,
it's like almost. It's not as bad as Josh Fuentes from last week. We just sounded like I did not care about anything at all.
And even tonight on 205 Live, we thought 2.0 she fucked up again, but we'll get to that. We're not spending like 30 minutes talking about fucking Dasha. We're very good at budgeting our time. You can tell from last week's 9-hour episode. But yeah, so Shane basically goes over a tangent saying,
So I figure that's enough to play there. That is the Yin Yang Wrestling Podcast. And I mean, I did skip around there toward the end. But you guys do get the picture. So I've teased you guys enough. Let's get into Ultima Lucha 3. Night 1, Famous B versus Tejano. By the way, no cinematics tonight, just 2 matches. Technically, 5, technically. So the most on Lucha Underground ever. Technically, just put it out there. Actually, no, because this one counted as 1 match. Yeah, the second one. Okay. So, Famous B still has a broken arm from Pentagon, and I love the fact that they're still having him sell the arm. And at this point, I shouldn't be saying this about Lucha Underground. They always are pretty good about, Pentagon's arm breaks and people selling them for the time that they need to sell them. So, we end up getting Famous B and Dr. Wagner Jr. Tejano pins and sets up Wagner for the victory, but Wagner wasn't the legal man. Famous B was. Brenda and Famous B make out. Famous B pins Tejano with his feet on the ropes and gets the win. So Tejano is now under Famous B management because, as we know, this all started when Famous B said to Tejano, "You're boring, Tejano. You are a boring piece of shit. You are utterly annoying, and I can't stand you." So no, he did say that, it was the one time only thing. They're gonna edit it when you watch it back. Like he just called him a boring piece of shit. No, but no, honestly, he did call him boring a long time ago. And you know what? I'm honestly happy to see this. Hopefully it goes somewhere. Like, okay, I wouldn't say like I'm happy to see it. I'm saying I'm hopeful that it goes somewhere, right? Like you'd think it'd go somewhere, but then again, it's Tejano, and how much hope can you honestly have for Tejano? Okay. So, up next, and I'd like to apologize for this being a shorter review. We have the Hell of War match, which this is explained to me when Killshot did his promo of it on the El Rey Network. It sounded like 3 stages of hell, but I'm just like, no, maybe he's just explaining how bad it gets for him, and like what it's gonna feel like. But no, this was 3 stages of hell. The first stage of the Hell of War was a first blood match, and you're thinking, how the hell is Killshot gonna bleed? This one obviously goes to Killshot. Dante gets busted here. No, 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 no. See, the good thing about wrestling is when you go through things like this, you're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. It has to be like WWE. They have to bleed from the head, right? Bleed from the head. No, actually, if I'm going back to honestly think, the first time I seen somebody bleed that wasn't their head was probably TNA when it was Samoa Joe versus Tomko. And like I guess Joe or Tomko, one of the two. I can't remember who won the match. I think it was Tomko. I don't remember. But whoever won because the person had like a cut down their arm and it was bleeding. So, first blood. So Lucha Underground gets a fucking glass table or whatever the fuck this shit was. And Killshot goes through the table. And then Dante Fox gets the first fall. The second fall is basically a street fight, like weapons of mass destruction. There were a lot of ladders and all that shit involved in this. And may I just say, in between, like, I'm just going to jump all over the place here. And the first match and the second match, like, holy fuck the spots, dude. Like, the chairs on top of Killshot, and Dante jumping out of the fucking crowd for the believers onto the apron and just fucking slam his face. Like, that was great. That right there was absolutely great. Okay. So up next we get the what the hell did I just knock down? I don't know. Up next we get the this was the street fight, like I said. And honestly, this had just a lot of great shit in it. Because it was hours ago I watched this, I don't remember everything exactly. I do remember the finishes though and what led up to the finishes. I thought about watching it again, but it's literally like 3:27 in the morning at this point. Yeah, 27 in the morning at this point, and I still do have housework to cleaning and shit to do. So, there's that. And then we get what the hell was this? Oh yeah, toward the end in this match we got like what was it? Was it no sell in this match? Yeah, it was. So Dante Fox, I can't remember, was it the power bomb? It was the power bomb on the board. Yeah, it was the power bomb on the fucking barbed wire board that cut up Dante Fox. He got pinned, 1 count. Killshot hit his variation of the of Kenny Omega's old finish, Croyt's Wrath, and hit that for the 3 count afterward. So then we move on to the it was basically Lucha Underground's form of the ambulance match. And I forgot what exactly they called this. Hold on, let me find out. It was like a something vac. Give me one second here. Let me look into this. I love how the minute I want to look into something, my phone's like, no, I'm going to go extra slow because fuck you, dude. Thanks, phone. Greatly appreciate it. Oh, it was a medvac. They called it a medvac, and I guess that's what they use in the army. So at the end of this, they're fighting near where the band sits and sings, right? So, and I'm definitely gonna have to watch this again once I get the time, which will probably be tonight or at the latest tomorrow morning. Yeah, so they're fighting, like right where the band plays, and then Killshot hits Dante with a bottle. I guess it was like a glass beer bottle. Dante falls through like this glass fucking table or whatever the fuck this shit was, and Killshot gets the win. This to me was probably one of my favorite matches in Lucha Underground history, in recent memory, I should say. Hold on, something was my fucking foot died. Okay, I found what I dropped. Okay, but this is probably one of my favorite matches in Lucha Underground's recent history. Recent history, and probably in Lucha Underground history. Like it didn't get CZW levels of violence. I honestly feel like the violence was completely like necessary. Like, let's consider this for a second, right? So let's go back and go over the story of why this was happening. Dante Fox came in the temple and he hated, and I mean hated, the living hell. By the way, even taking the L tonight, I must say, Dante Fox is my, like, other than Jack Evans, like, my top 3 in the Temple would be Jack. I'd say Jack is up there. I'd say Jack, Dante, and Pentagon. So, we get my 3. Yeah, obviously my 3 favorite. But Dante absolutely hated Killshot because Killshot left him behind, and like he's like we've seen little vignettes of cutscene cinematic scenes of Dante being tortured and shit. Like Killshot left him out to die, and like, he just moved on to his next life in the Temple like he didn't care. Dante had all the reason in the world to hate him because that was his brother. They looked at each other like brothers in arms. You don't leave. No man left behind is the old phrase, right? Well, imagine that, but with your brother. Imagine you had a brother you were really close to, and he abandoned you and does something fucked up and wrong to you, right? Like, okay, I have my friend Dayton, right? And yes, like this weird name, but just bear with me. Like one of my best friends in the entire world, Dayton. One time, we had planned on going to a SmackDown show together. And this one, SmackDown was so taped, 2010. You're a Mark. Well, I was a Mark. Not you're a Mark. I know you're not a Mark. You're watching this. You're not a fucking Mark. But we were going to go see SmackDown. I didn't have enough money to get in. He did. He got in, got a ringside seat behind commentary, and was just, he abandoned me, and I felt like I hated him. Like, I felt like I was pissed. Like, dude, you screwed me over. Like, what the fuck? Like, I felt that kind of betrayal. Now, imagine that as a kid. That's like the world to you. Now, imagine what these guys went through in the fucking war. Like, these two went through the fucking trenches together, and then Killshot just abandoned Dante and abandoned all his brothers because he thought everyone was dead. When apparently Dante's like, he knew that Killshot was alive. Well, Killshot knew Dante was alive and all that shit. And it's just like, people can look at Killshot as the victim for being attacked in the Temple, but people don't know, at least people didn't know who were at the Temple. People didn't know how much Dante went through. So I just want that to sink in for 1 second here, right? Okay. But Dante Fox does take the loss here. And what was a pretty good match. Pretty good. This was fucking match of the year tier, okay? Like, we have, like, this is like S plus tier. You have S plus tier, well, S tier, A plus tier, A tier, and then you got the B tier shit. Like, this was absolute S tier, right? So, I commend Lucha Underground for the night. I am sorry that this was such a fucking short review. Honestly, I figured this match was a toss-up. I mean, I can try and justify for Dante all I really want. I'm not pissed with how the match went. I'm just like, I was kind of rooting for Dante, but Killshot got the victory, so I guess it is what it is, right? But I hope you guys did enjoy this episode of the DIY Wrestling Podcast. Remember, if you did, to leave a like on this video if you already haven't. Subscribe if you're not subscribed for more of that Lucha Underground goodness on this channel. And I will see you guys later for the next episode of the DIY Wrestling Podcast. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. See ya!